Now, today, we are going to go over the neutral setup, and we're going to start with Drake. What's the standard setup for a blue side Drake? Okay, we are blue side team, and we want to have the setup. The first one is like the pink line, that's very standard. We get control of the death bash, and we have control of banana bash. Just like to make sure that you guys remember, this is what I call the death bash, and this is what I call the banana. Why is it death bash? Well, because like what's used to happen in the past, it was like there were, I mean in the past, even in the right now, if you have control of this bash and enemies tries to contest mid lane, you will just kill them all. And there is a lot of fights that comes around this bash control. Okay, so that would be like the standard vision setup, and the vision line would look something like this. Keep this in mind. You see that I placed 2 wards. Do you know why it is important to drop 2 wards and 2 only? It is because if enemy retakes, and enemy will retake part of it fully, it depends on how strong you are on mid wave, how strong are your tools, what it is the tempo on the map, and a lot of other reasons, right? Enemy will retake, and if you set vision and they retake and you don't have it anymore, then you're fucked. So, that being said, let's go over a red side Drake setup. So, there is like a big difference when we're talking Drake between blue and red side. The pink line is still gonna be the same, but we have an addition. Why? Well, because when you're playing red side Drake, you need to control the pit as well, because enemy team, the blue side team, has access to the pit. They can just like walk to here and get warding into the pit. And that's gonna be like extremely dangerous for you. That's why like when you're doing like a red side Drake setup, you need to invest on 1 more pink to make this work. Let's look at the Drake setup on red side. As I said, the pink line is a bit longer because it has like the 3rd pink in the setup, but the vision line stays kind of the same. It's a bit different obviously because it's a different side. There is a small approach that you can do on this, which is like not getting like this position, but getting the position here. Okay, this one instead is just giving you information on how they are opening into this zone. Okay, you can also move this one into this zone here, but as I was explaining before, the problem of having a vision here, it is that a pink can disable all this wording, but not this one in the bash. Now let's go to the Baron setup. Standard setup, pink line as always, and vision line. Standard setup of vision to make sure that we know what enemies are up to. And then we go for the blue side standard setup, which is standard pink line, death bash, and banana. And then we have the 3rd vision, because this time as blue side we need to control what's happening in the pit, because the red side can access the pit and set vision in here because they have free access to this position. And then the vision line of this, it is the standard one. As I said, there is a couple of variation over those 2 words, but this is the standard one. And now there is like a bit of a variation over what's going to happen when we are going to play with this kind of Baron that changes the terrain. Blue side, this will be the setup, and as you can see, the big difference, it is like we will need from blue side Baron to have 2 pink ward in the pit. That's because the pit is more open and we will need to have more control over the whole area. Because normally what happens, it is like the banana pink is able to disable all the wards that happens in this area. Some wording variation that people use, it is like when a red team wants to enter but it doesn't have very well control, they will ward this area here. So they have an idea of what's happening to the river. Now the banana pink actually disabled this ward. So it is not... if they have a banana pink, this word is useless. But when we go into this new, I mean not new, but like different Baron type, as you can see, since there is a wall here, if enemy team comes from here, or here, you know, and plays vision around this area, they will know what's happening to the Baron. But this pink will not disable anymore. It's still very important. It is still very important because like it's gonna create still this choke around this area, but we need more control over this choke. This Baron is more complex in terms of vision setups. And then for the red side, it just like changes the way that you would approach. That's because there is so many like entrance to the Baron and choke point that getting created over these areas here that you need a full river control before starting this Baron. Okay? Because otherwise enemy will be able to enter. And remember, setting a pink line or a pink step is not only because you need to force a fight in that position. It could be just to gain seconds. If enemy are forced to go pink by pink, they will lose seconds because it will take like 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds to clear the pink. Let's say like enemy will try to enter from here, right? They will set a normal ward here, but that ward will get disabled by the pink. And they don't know what's happening, right? They will still be able to force it through, but maybe you throw like a couple of abilities. You throw like a Maokai sapling, you throw like a Lux binding, and you slow them. And by slowing them, all these steps, maybe you gain 10, 15 seconds, which means like the Baron goes from like being 50% HP to be dead. And you gain the Baron control. Isn't that wonderful?